Stop. This is the raspberry. Unbelievable. It wasn't, I don't know how many years ago, really. It wasn't that many years ago. Although maybe during the pandemic, time just seemed to change. Time was a different thing. It was no longer experienced in the same way. But it wasn't that long ago, I used to weed this bed every year. It was just 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know how, I guess I could look it up. How long does it take a raspberry once it starts sprouting to get to be about 4 feet tall? But there was 1 or 2, and now the whole darn, this is a bed. I don't know what shape. We called it a teardrop. This was a bed, and that statue was in it, of Mary, in the middle, visible. And there was one crepe myrtle there, and a few smaller plants, some liriope. And now it's completely an entire raspberry patch. Raspberry patch. Unbelievable. I tell you, this is like 4 years, I bet. I have to figure this out. This is the Dogwood Chronicles. Come on, Toby. First reading is from Amos, and I don't know what they were talking about. I honestly didn't read the reading yesterday. I read the Saints, but not the reading. So I went back, and I think it did start in Amos yesterday on Monday. Today's Tuesday. And it's in Amos again, and God is chastising the people because he got them out of Egypt, and now they're messing up again. And I think they're about to get a whooping. Toby, come. Toby, come on, Toby. The gospel is the Matthew 5 or 6 or 7, when Jesus is asleep in the boat. It just starts with, he says, let's get in the boat and go across whatever. Come on, Toby. And storm comes up. Jesus is asleep in the boat again. Speaking of again, there was one raspberry plant there. This is what happens if you don't watch the raspberries. Our whole yard could end up being raspberries. Maybe every place that they start going crazy. There was one raspberry plant here. Now this whole this area seems to be covered in raspberry back and forth. I mean, yeah, whatever. But yet, no figs. No figs. Fig tree, fig branches, no figs. And that's what I'm really looking for. Hey, wait a minute. Am I seeing bugs on there? No. So then Jesus is asleep in the boat. The apostles said, Jesus, we're going to perish. Oh, there's the lilies that Dora was talking about. I can smell them already from here. That's a good, let's say, 15 feet. Oh, look at the butterfly in there. Toby, come. Toby? Could be, there's often. No. There's probably a deer right there. Toby, no. Toby, come. Toby, come. One of these days, something's going to come out, grab that dog, and I'm going to have to let this dog go and save his little buddy. So These dogs have no, do they not realize that come here, Gus. Come here, come here, come here. Look at that. She's right. They're gorgeous. Gorgeous. Hey, gorgeous. Look at those. Look, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and more to open at least. Oh, and there's some more there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. At least 5 more buds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more buds. At least. You can't smell them. Oh. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more just on this one. Beautiful. And the butterflies seem to enjoy. Oh, that's a beautiful color. Let's see what we can do for you. This is going to be a mistake if I put this leash between. Hey there. Beautiful. And the butterflies. Well, alrighty then. Come on, Gus. So Jesus is asleep at the boat, in the boat. Aren't you concerned that we're perishing? Tobby? Oh, there he is. Tobby? And Jesus said, "Oh, ye of little faith." And then he says, "Quiet, be still. Quiet to the wind, be still to the waves." And the waves and the wind obey him, and they look at each other and say, "Who is this that even the wind and the waves obey him?" And for your last update, there is the plum tree that apparently someone, now I should do this separate, but we'll just put this in here. Here's your update. The tree, we were outside sitting in the porch, on the patio I mean, and half of it snapped. Apparently some of us decided to get the plums off the tree. But when I did it, I shook the tree, and anything that was ready to come off came off. That was last year. This year, I misunderstood and thought that those people who shall go unnamed climbed the tree. But apparently they didn't. What they did was they pulled on the tree branches down. Oh, look at that. They pulled on the tree branch, and I think that's what snapped. This tree isn't in good shape to begin with. Look at that. That is terrible. That's all the bark is up in. This one's dying. And this is like, I want to say crabapple or cherry. But this one was plum. And look at that branch. Man, that is really plastered with plums. Anyway, so I think what they did was pull on it. Pull it down, which I mean, I've pulled on branches to reach something, but you can only go so much, and clearly they must have snapped it or pulled it enough that it opened up a see, look, that's rotted inside. That was rotted inside, but they must have pulled on it enough that they popped it just a little bit, and then as time went, about an hour, less than an hour, it just it was already cracked, and then the weight of the branch pulled it over. Okay, well, someday we're gonna have some other trees here. I've got about 6 or 8 that I'm gonna reorder and plant in the fall. And I want to do it right here, right along this hill. And I'm thinking, they say strawberries stop erosion, and there's a little bit of an erosion going on here. It's thin on, and I was thinking maybe we could put strawberries, but I don't see how that's going to work, putting strawberries under a tree, which was suggested Seems like you're going to be stepping on the strawberries, or the fruit's going to drop on the straw. I don't know how that works. Anyway, so let's remember to not be asleep at the wheel. Let's keep praying, keep reading and learning about God through the Bible or the Catechism, Lives of the Saints, and then take that and say, okay, this is what Saint Assunta Marchetti did, and then emulate that. That's what the saints, one thing the saints are, besides being fascinating and interesting, they give us an example of how to live, how their lives may be similar to ours in some ways, and that can give us courage and hope. So let's do that. Let's ask the saints to pray for us. Pray for the souls in purgatory. Pray for our country, or for a conversion of the Americas, any or all of the Americas. And go get some fruit.